Hello, everybody. It's Friday morning, and my name is Dotun Ayodele-Bamisaiye of Dexteritas Professional Corporation. It's another beautiful day. Yeah, the weather thinks otherwise, actually. It looks really sad out there. But really, it doesn't really matter because Friday, we're rounding up another week of lots of hard work and effort. In supporting the community and in enterprise, and I'm excited to be here again talking what I like to talk about. And guess what? We are in tax season, 2 weeks in, right? 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I'm losing count. But yeah, the goal is simple. The goal is simple, is to support as many people as possible to get through this season. Hey, Apple T, thanks for joining us. I'm waving right back at you. Great to have you. Great to have you listening this morning. It's been an amazing period. So far, so good. I just want to bring a few things to our attention that, well, are important to me and that I'm working on. Yesterday, I was at CBC's, the Calgary Black Chambers networking event at the Calgary Petroleum Club. That was an amazing event. Dr. Chika Onwekwe, I remember, I think that's how to say it, gave an amazing keynote on success, and it was just back to basics. Let's go right back to the basics. There's no need trying to jump to the top of the mountain. You take one step in front of the other, 1 foot in front of the other. Baby steps, that's the only way. As long as you're taking baby steps, you're making progress. I took that away, and that was amazing. The Financial Empowerment Initiative has been very busy preparing tax returns for modest income members of the community in Calgary and Edmonton. I have had the opportunity to be part of that, and I am very grateful I get to do that. To all of our volunteers, Mr. Okola, Babajide, David, Miss Purple, there's a young man in Edmonton that's doing some fantastic work. I really want to say thank you, Banji. Thank you to everyone that has come out so far. Please, if you're a volunteer or you are looking for another opportunity to volunteer to serve in the community, you're welcome to reach out to us. Reach out to operations at the FEI so that you can, find a pathway to serve the community in that way. So there's one more thing I want to talk about. Yes. So I'm a director at Startup Court, and Startup Court is a non-profit in the city of Calgary focused on supporting Black entrepreneurs. We started something called Founders Lounge last month. The Black History Month edition was fantastic, held at the ATB Entrepreneurship Center on 17th Avenue in Calgary. And another edition is coming up next week, Thursday. It will be happening at the same location, 6 to 8 p.m. on the 20th of March. And we'll be having a panel of 3 very powerful women, and they'll be talking about their experiences, in enterprise, in business, as women, as Black women in North America. Promises to be an exciting time, and you're going to meet loads of amazing people. So sign up, find it on LinkedIn. That's where I'm at primarily. Find it, sign up, show up, come on, have fun. It will be an exciting evening. And that's all my announcements done. So taxes, what's up with taxes? Today, I want to talk about tools that would support us in the process of preparing and filing our tax returns as residents of Canada. That's my focus today. So whether you are a salaried person, whether you are unemployed, whether you are in between jobs, whether you are a business owner, whether you are retired, as long as you are alive and well and over the age of 18, you are required to file a tax return. End of story. And that process is yours to deal with. The government at the moment is piloting an automatic filing process for modest income members of the community. It's still in pilot phase. However, we all as individual residents still have a responsibility to have our tax returns filed. So what's it about filing your taxes? It's basically you going to the government and saying, hey, I made XY dollars, I paid Z dollars in taxes, and this is the extra, or hey, you got to cut me a check because I paid too much. That's really what the process does. And what that simply allows the government to do is confirm that the revenue that they've pulled in is sufficient, or whether they need to pull in more revenue. More often than not, the government is pulling in more revenue because business owners always have to do a top-up most of the time. And then some high-earning employees as well have to do the same. In terms of tools to use, first thing you need to know is that whatever tool you are using has to be approved by the CRA. Yes, the CRA goes through the process of approving every tax-focused digital platform, because they have a system, and whatever tool you are using needs to be able to speak to that system. That's the basic foundation. So if you're a tech focused person in the tax space looking at developing software, one of the things you have to do is go through a process where the CRA will approve the software that you are developing for use for tax filing. So that's one of the things that I wanted to mention. Now, basic platforms that do that, there's the NETFILE platform, which is the CRA's online system for taking in personal taxes. That's one. Then there is the EFILE system, and that is a system that people like me use to transmit information to the CRA about your taxes, for the CRA to process. And guess what? There's still one more method. You know what method that is? That's the method for the OGs, right? Paper, good old pen and paper and a calculator. So you can actually find all the forms that you need to prepare your tax returns on the CRA's website, and you can go there, download the forms that are applicable to you, and fill them. It will be a painful process. I'm in pain just thinking about it. But there are still people out there who get those forms and hand fill them and then put them in a nice manila envelope and mail it into the CRA. So there are still people like that, and it makes them no less accurate, doesn't make them less than those of us that use digital platforms, right? So those are the three ways: EFILE, NETFILE, and good old paper. Now, there are loads and loads of software platforms out there that support this process. Intuit's TurboTax, Simple Tax, which has been acquired by Wealthsimple, which is now known as Wealthsimple Tax. H&R Block Online, which is the software put out by the giant H&R Block. And you can actually, as a self-employed person, you need to use QuickBooks to get your books done, and then they can integrate that. Wave Accounting, a bunch of accounting software will help you as a business owner to put your books together in a way that makes it possible to easily prepare your tax returns. And of course, you can also use accountant-prepared filings. Dexteritas, accountant-prepared filings. We provide that service at Dexteritas to our clients. And one thing that I believe differentiates us is our ability to listen to you, hear you out, and come up with something that works for you based on the information that you provide to us. So that's a differentiator. Yes, I'm selling my services right there. So if you want us to prepare your tax returns, you can hit us up at taxfiling, one word, taxfiling.dexteritas.ca. That's the sign-up link. If you go to that link, you'll be able to sign up for our tax filing services. We're going to be doing that till, actually, all year long. We are always filing taxes. Some people think that tax filing stops on April 30. No, not everybody's on time. Some people take their time to get to it. So, hey, tax filing is all year long. If you sign up at that link, we'll get your tax returns prepared and filed with your authorization with the CRA. So, what are the things you need to think about when you are choosing a tool? Number one, cost. Cost versus complexity of your return. If you know that you have a very simple tax return, it's just one T4 slip and nothing else, hey, you might as well just use a free platform and get it over and done with. You may choose to prepare it on the platform, not file it, put it in an envelope and mail it into the CRA. Free. Got it done, right? That's one way. Bingbe Kadi, thanks for joining us. Lifted Erame, thanks for joining us. Appreciate this. So that's one thing that you need to consider, cost versus complexity. Another thing is accuracy and compliance. So you are saying, hey, I've done the returns. Have I done them properly? Am I putting the right numbers in the right boxes? Am I using the right forms? You don't want to use a property income form for rental income. You don't want to use a contractor's slip for an employee. You know, those are all complexities that you may not be aware of. So it makes sense for you to say, hey, if I want to do this right, then I need to know what I'm doing. So those are some of the things that you think about when you are choosing which way to go as far as a tool to prepare and file your tax returns is concerned. Another thing that's very critical is CRA integration. You know, is this platform plugged in directly, you know, and delivering all the data as I put it in to the CRA? It's easy to know because the CRA has a list of software that they have tested and approved on their website, and they post that every year. The period between, I think, the second week in January and third week of February, when the system opens to receive tax returns, is when the CRA does their upgrades, their system upgrades for the year. And that allows, during that period also, they do all the testing. And at the end of that period, they provide a list of all the software that they have vetted and approved for tax filing for that year. So what are your action points? What do you need to do now? Well, you have between now and April 30 to get your tax returns prepared and filed if you're an employee. If you're a business owner, you have till June 15. There are all these tools out there. You can choose any one of them, or you can sign up to use our services at Dexteritas to prepare and file your personal tax returns. You can get that done by going to taxfiling.dexteritas.ca. We're excited to hear from you. We're excited to support you. It's always a pleasure to be in the city to, you know, provide support, to serve our clients, and to just be part of the community, right? So that's pretty much all I got this morning. I am excited, not just because it's Friday, but it's a Friday in which I'm going to be supporting the Financial Empowerment Initiative, filing taxes for modest income members of the community. So if you are earning, your income is below, family income is below $50,000 and you require support filing your tax returns, you can go to the FEI's website to find out what has been put in place, or you can show up at Calgary Full Gospel Church Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. There will be people there until April 30, every Tuesday and Wednesday, to help you file your tax returns for free if you're in Calgary. If you are in the city of Edmonton, on Mondays and Tuesdays at the Orange Hub downtown, and on Thursdays and Fridays at the Africa Center offices, the FEI has volunteers who are on hand and willing, ready, and capable to have your modest income tax returns filed for free. So that's pretty much all I got this Friday morning. Thank you very much to everyone who has listened so far. I am excited to do this. It's always a pleasure coming to you. For this morning, I'll say have an excellent Friday and a great weekend ahead. Bye for now. Hey, Olukade, thanks for joining us. Bye.